You're listening to the Retroriders podcast.
Follow me on Twitter at Retrorider or Instagram at #RetroRider4 for the latest podcast broadcasts and other retro gaming related stuff.
Welcome to the Retroriders podcast, episode 6. Today is Friday, 17 April 2015, and my name is Jerome. The music you listened just now was Mortal Konfrontation by the Duo Dragons. You can check this out on Overclock Remix. I'm trying to make a little Mortal Kombat feel today because like I said on my previous podcast, Mortal Kombat X is out on the PS4 and the Xbox One, I think. I'm not sure whether the Xbox One, but anyway, the whole is very hyped for Mortal Kombat this few weeks. Okay. And then I'm gonna talk about today. I'm gonna start with my pickups that I recently got. So actually I went to the Gumtree. I think Gumtree is like the what you call the Craigslist for or something like that. So where you can check people or whether people are selling stuff. So I managed to go and randomly just look around, and I just stumbled across this guy who sells kind of like a mixture of stuff like Xbox or PS3 games and then PS2 games. Then when I looked down and I found that he also selling a Game Boy Advance game. usually I don't look at Game Boy Advance because I how to say, if it's not complete, I do not want lah. So apparently he says that he had this brand new Game Boy Advance game in box, Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance. Is it how I pronounce? I'm not sure how is it, but anyway, this is Castlevania. So when I heard it's brand new in Castlevania, I'm like, okay, this is something something interesting, because I've always wanted to try the Castlevania on the Game Boy Advance. So I called, I messaged him and asked him, so how much you're looking for bread for this thing. He said, he's selling cheap, so he told me, said, oh, $15. I was like, okay. I said, I'm coming tonight. So before I went down, and then I also like checked what other stuff he sold, and then also I found that he also selling this thing, the Neo Geo CD. Although I don't really collect Neo Geo stuff, but I mean it's something new, it's something different, because this is the limited edition of the Art of Fighting series, the Art of Fighting the limited edition. That means it came with what I'm not wrong, if it came with like a postcard, sticker, and then they got this special thing which is a coin. The coin, I think, is like kind of like a novelty when they trying to sell this. I think it's in the game also, like I couldn't be sure lah. So but it came with it lah, so it's kind of special. So I also picked that up. So I went to meet him. He's a very nice guy. He's a very nice kind of a bit old, because he's like one of the, I call him the pioneers of the of collectors, and also because he used to work in a game shop. So he hooked me up, and then also I asked for him also, like he also sell this PC Engine 5-player multi-tab. So I also is complete, complete and brand new. So I said, why not just go ahead. So I told him, you just give me a price for it lah. So he hooked me up with a very cheap deal, and then I got 3 of them, and then I started to hear that when he used to work in a game shop, and then ever since here and there, it closes, because they're all, these game shops are all local, all very small. So the business was not very good, and then they start closing down. So things happen lah. But I mean, I had a very nice chat with him, and then apparently he's very into PC Engine actually. So he's thinking of giving up his collection. So I mean, quite lucky to meet him, and then hopefully I can get some more stuff from him, because he has a lot of brand new stuff. So at first I thought the Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance was the English version, but it's apparently is the Japanese version, which is those small rectangle box. Not bad. I mean, why not? Anything is good for me. At least it's a Castlevania game. And then it came, the best part is it came with a limited edition poster. Not poster, sorry. It's a postcard, to be honest. The artwork was excellent. If you want to check out the artwork, I'll put it on my the YouTube, on my YouTube channel. Because I don't think I can post it here. But so you can check out my YouTube channel pretty soon. Then you can see all my stuff that I got, and then other information that you can get from there. So I think that's about it. I think. Let me think. Yeah, I think so. I think this is all about stuff that I got this week. And then for the segment now I'm gonna do is something new. It's called Check This Out. So check this out. Basically, I'll just intro you. It's be a YouTube video or anything that is interesting. So I will try to check. I will ask you to check this out. So this is one thing. I think maybe you have seen the quite a few videos from them, but I only recently saw it only in the YouTube, and it's called the 8-bit cinema. So 8-bit cinema, what do they do is that they create like games using not games, like create something like a video but you like the movies you watch, for example, like the Avengers or maybe the Fifth Element, and then make into a game and make into a game into a game sprite, and then and like as like a like maybe like this movie in 3 minutes, that kind of thing. So I find this very interesting. So like the recent, I mean, like the things that the video they do, I highly recommend is the Avengers. So the Avengers Part One, when he came out, because what they're trying to use is the Mega Man 2 sprites, and so all the characters are Mega Man what do you call it, the Mega Man sprites, and so off, and then all the backgrounds are like, the gameplay are like Mega Man 2. So the another one I also would like to recommend is the G.I. Joe Retaliation. So G.I. Joe Retaliation is quite nice because they mixture with two games on it. It's like, let's say for example when it's the Duke's turn to fight, they based on Bionic Commando, and then for like, maybe like Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes, they do it like a Ninja Gaiden feel of the game, which they made it so believable, so nice, so accurate. I can say it's also accurate because I watched both of these movies. So they kind of have like exactly what you saw on the movie in this video, in the game sprite. So it's really interesting. And then the last one I also recommend is the Fifth Element video. So the Fifth Element video, what it based on is flashback. The Sega Mega Drive, the Sega game called Flashback. I think the Flashback I didn't really play before, but I roughly see videos of people playing. It's quite nice lah. So then they use it to play on the Fifth Element. I mean, to show based on the Fifth Element show, which I love Fifth Element the most, especially the lady who say Lilu Dallas Multipass. That's a very bad impression, but or what's the guy name? The Chris Tucker guy, and then what his line is called, what, I can't remember. Oh yeah, the All Night Long. So I like Fifth Element. The Fifth Element show was the best, so it was quite nice to watch it on a sprite like that based on flashback. Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna go with the second part of my second part of the podcast, but I'll leave you with the next song, which I think everyone will know, and then it also based I would like to talk about next on my podcast. So listen for my next segment. Welcome back to the second part of my podcast. As you can say, that song is the peak of racing games is Daytona. So actually, this is my second segment now. I'm gonna talk about, which also requires me talking about Daytona, and it's called the Riding Memories. So Riding Memories, I'm talking about this time is racing games. So racing games in the arcade, I have like a lot of memories with my friends and with my brother, when we were young, we will like to instead of like shooting games and all, we will the next game we would like to always play is the racing games. So back then, before like nowadays, like they have the initial D or the maximum tune or that. So these are all of the future. These are all like the modern the nowadays racing game. But back then, what of my childhood racing game was quite a list of it lah. But so I just gonna put like four of them that I will like to mention. Okay, the first one I'm gonna mention is a racing game. It's not a car one, but it's more like a bike one. So anyway, I ride a bike. I mean, I ride a bike, and in real life, I mean, as in I do. I mean, I love riding. I've been riding for like 10 years. So why got me into riding somehow based on this game also somehow made me really want to ride bike. And the game is called Suzuka 8 Hours by Namco. So this is actually a very simple racing game by using a super bike. I can't remember how much CC was that, but it's just a very simple game whereby you can choose a beginner, in medium, or expert, and then the game start off with just you riding to your bike, and then you just ram off. At that point of time, the reason why the game was so addictive because me and my brother, because it's the arcade machine is shaped like a super bike. It looks to me like I can't remember. It's like an old CBR, a Honda CBR, 400 feel, I think something like that. But anyway, that when you were young, you see a bike, you will definitely, even if you don't put coin in, and then you just want to sit down on it. So we always, the first thing we would like to do, me and my brother would like to go is to go to Whimsy. Last time we have this place at Whimsy, and then the first thing we will play, we go to Suzuka 8 Hours and start to race with each other with that game. It was the most amazing. It was the very amazing experience. And then when you go into arcade, right, and then sometimes you hear very messy sound of different kind of machine music and all, but there's only one song that will blast every other arcade machines, and that is Daytona USA. So as you can, as very obviously, Daytona USA is loved by many. It was one of the one of its time racing games that really when I was in my teens, me and my friend, we were after school, we were like, hey, let's go and race. So four of us, we will just, or maybe 4 or 5 of us will like take turns on that 4 machine and race on Daytona. It's always on the beginner's track, because that track is like, it is, although it's one circle, one round only, but it's very challenging in a way that see who can get it, see who can get first and all. It was very much fun. I totally enjoy with my good buddy of mine and my rest of my friends. So Daytona especially the song is so loud. When you go in to an arcade machine, when we go in the arcade center, if you know whether that game is, like, if you want to find whether Daytona is around, when you hear the music, it's there. So it was one of the very memorable games racing games that I like. And then the third one is that I'm gonna talk about is how you say, it's a Sega game. It's a Sega release game, and then it's called the Outrunners. So Outrunners is like, or called Outruns, not Outruns. Outrun in exactly the point in that time. So Outrun was is like a racing game, but the fact that this game is interesting in a way that because the mixture with it's like a journey. I call it the journey, because as you ride, once you start, then the time is ticking. As you ride, it feels like a trip, to different stages, because you can, while you go to the certain different routes, you choose different routes, you can go to different areas. So that's how make the game interesting. And then the best part about this game is actually they had a choice for you to change the songs wherever you want to. I think they got like 4 songs that you can tweak. Then after that you can ride, you can drive on. So it was pretty interesting at that time. The sprites are very good. The sprites are very colorful. I especially love something inside, which is the I can't remember whether it's I don't know whether it's this game, but it has this, I don't know whether it's this game, but it has this like a small Sonic figure on the mirror in front of his mirror. I don't know whether everyone noticed, but that was one of the thing I always notice lah. So I want, like, in future, if I have a car, I will put Sonic in the center of that mirror, of the front mirror. Yeah, so it was like, but Outruns was one of the nicest unique game that I always like to go to. And then lastly is I think this game wasn't it was not it was quite late lah. It was like maybe the late 90s, early 2000, which they came out with. This was the last racing game that I actually played, and then after that I didn't really touch the racing game anymore. So this game is called the Ridge Racer. It came out, I mean, it's more popular on the PS1 because I think because it was one of the few PS1 games when they first launched or something, and I can't remember when which one came out first. But anyway, Ridge Racer was one of the top of its time, in a way that the graphics are very better. The gameplay is smooth. The controlling is smooth. That was like the first few how you say, 3D game experience for it. And then the best part is, like, they got this the intro. They got this lady with the race lady with the umbrella. This very iconic girl will always appear in all the Ridge Racer games. Yeah, I think R4 and I can't remember one more. I can't remember one more of that. So Ridge Racer was the how you say, the evolution of racing games in the next generation, which is all the like Maximum Tune and Initially and all the other games. Actually, another honorable mentions was, I want to put in one more, is Sega Rally. I think Sega Rally was quite unique also at the point of time. I know it came out on the Sega Saturn. I had it, but I haven't played it yet. I know it's quite. I mean, it's one of the. I only played it twice in arcade, so it was quite fun also. I like the concept that is the how you say, the car, no, the seat was quite they made about very very likable. I mean, very look like the car that is on the game. So it was quite unique games that I also will also go to play. Let's say Daytona wasn't around, so that was my other go-to game. So yeah, it was quite a nice a change, like a normal road one, because it's all off-road. The Sega Rally is a bit of off-road stuff. Yeah, so it was quite fun. I love Sega Rally. So I think that's rest up my podcast today. I'll try to I mean, maybe I will do every Friday from now on, but I'll see if I can follow a schedule like that lah. But if not, then I will just try to put it every week. And then next week is gonna be a quite special one. So tune in next week for my next